support to take them on. No ice in Paris. Isaki Katonimbao back with the army for his studies. But there's a few new names that are coming to the fore, and as ever with Fiji, they seem to be able to reinvent themselves, reboot themselves in many ways. Russia, well, at the wrong end of the table now, but looking to get some form of confidence going, just to make sure they can stay ahead of Japan at the bottom of that particular table. Again, great handling as we expect. Veramula, Ravuvu. The dexterity that they have is just incredible. Kalinisau feeds out to Nasoko. Nasoko pushes through. Was there a trick coming there? Zhivatov is the man who's a bit worried right now.
Playing a man without the ball.
Well, very clear there, playing the man without the ball, and I think it was a little bit of gamesmanship from Fiji, but great work to get into space there. They realised that there wasn't a sweeper, so as soon as that happens, the final man, and you'll see him there, Vitaly Zhivatov. It's almost impossible to pull out of that because he's doing the cover tackle anyway, but just because there's no sweeper, it's going to be an automatic try. When that happens, the referee has to go to the pocket because, you know, it's a cynical piece of play.
Split-second mistake from Russia, costing them now. Fiji looking to capitalise. Ravuvu sends it wide to the captain, takes it back again, little show and go. Just trying to tease a Russian defender out of position. Make that hole for his teammates. Veramula. Now you see it, now you don't. The traditional one-hand hold from the Fijians. Penalty again going against Russia at the breakdown. They've got to be careful.
As well, please.
Nathungu in as playmaker for this one instead of Jerry Tuai. Nasoko feeds out, and there's the inevitable. It's Kunavula. Mesalami Kunavula, another of the new names on the World Rugby 7 circuit this season, making a name for himself, surely pushing forward for a Rookie of the Year award come the end of this campaign.
Oh, he's just been world-class, Kunavula, and look at that, he just holds his line. He realised that with the advantage, with the man advantage, they still needed to keep someone out. The ball flicked across to him, and he's big, and he's fast, and he's strong, and he's over.
The innate nature of this Fijian team means that whoever's wearing the white and black, they have that belief, that capacity to be able to just work in and off the ball all the time. These two faced up against each other in the pools in Singapore, 38-7 the Fijians won, principally due to 4 tries in 4 minutes, really demoralising this Russian outfit. Russia now have to stay strong, stay firm, and stay concentrated. The restart from Fatema Ravuvu. Good pickup, important pickup from German Davidov. Getting through a couple of tackles. Trishin. Keeping that ball alive now, Russia working their way up to halfway. Into opposition territory they go with Eduard Filitov. The ball loose on the floor, not helping the flow.
Oh, just flicked forward there from the Fijians, but nice play from Russia. And I've got to say, in terms of, you know, complementing the different teams involved, we've seen fantastic improvement from the United States. Obviously, you know, with an influence of Mike Friday, who was an English coach beforehand, and player as well, but the Russians as individuals are big and strong and physical. Their skills have improved so much. They are now competitive. Look, you look at this. I mean, we're a couple of minutes in only, I know, to the first half, but it's only 7-0. They've carried the ball, they've defended well. They're up against Fiji, and we're starting to see them compete at this level, which is fantastic.
Yeah, the work that coach Andrei Sorokin has done, really showing in their skills, but they need to get those skills producing points on the board. Is it going to happen now? Davidov, no, it's intercepted, and it's going to be 90 metres now for Nathungu. Good tackling from the Russians, getting back. to reset their line. They need a bit of help from their compatriots, though, because there's too many holes there. And Kalioni Nasoko knows exactly where his team need to go. And there you see, in the space of 30-45 seconds, how Fiji can capitalise on the problems for the Russian Sevens.
Well, look at it. I'm just so glad I said it, because it was a brilliant attack from Russia, but the final pass is all the difference, because here it means 70 metres of a sustained Fijian attack turning into points, and Russia weren't able to convert. Effectively then it becomes a 14-point turnaround. They've given away their own 7, 1 metre from the line, and Fiji capitalise and convert their own 5-pointer on the other side of the field. Absolutely demoralising stuff for the Russian team, but they're up for it. Fantastic attack from them, and it was just Davidov's last second pass which didn't go through.
The little things that make such a big difference in Sevens rugby.
Come out. Yeah.
Just looking to see whether there's going to be a change now. Looks like Nasoko, the try scorer, is going to be pulled off. And is it Betuniyata coming on? Yeah, wearing the 4 jersey. There he is. Safariki Betuniyata. Another rookie, another man who started this season's campaign in Dubai. Already got 22, already got tries on the board, 8 tries he's recorded
is he
already.
Off or is he on?
Yeah, what's happening? Is he or isn't he?
Oh, let's just get on. I'm getting on with the game. Yeah. Time back on. 7 on 7.
The Icelandic clap has the due effect, and game can reconvene. Look at that awareness, just being able to keep the ball alive. Nasoko under all sorts of pressure. Malua combining well with Ravuvu. Timinasau, so often the glue between these Fijian attacks. There's the cutting line again, and once again it's that man Kalioni Nasoko showing sevens in its purest form.
Well, that all started with an amazing offload right next to the touch line, and we're in the bird's nest up here at Stade Jean Bouin, and we had a chance to see that, then flicked across the field, and the drop pass, as we call it, the little switch inside, look at that, just leaving Russia devastated behind them. Masterclass from Fiji of hanging on to the ball and then incisive running when you need it.
Nasoko already with 24 tries in his debut season. Nominated as player of the final back in Hong Kong when he got a brace. Now showing once again 2 tries already in his locker, and we're not even up to half-time yet. Well, at last, something not going right for Fiji. Russia will happily reset their attack on halfway. Russia won the trophy back in Sydney, but apart from that, they've had very little to build on this campaign. Albeit they started 9 points ahead of Japan in the HSBC World Rugby 7 Series standings. They know they have to stay within that core group for next season, which of course is such a big season with the Commonwealth Games and the Sevens World Cup happening.
Oh, absolutely. It's all about being available for these big tournaments, and it's where you end up on the standings. 21-0 to Fiji here, and you can't say that Russia haven't been in it. They've been trying to close off when they get the ball, and it's literally that little bit of Fijian brilliance to turn 3 opportunities round into length of the field tries. So you got to take your hats off. They're working hard at it.
It's the Fijian sevens instinct that comes to the fore so often, and it seems so simple. Of course it isn't, but they know exactly how to capitalise on any given scenario, it would appear. There's another case, the little offload that puts Kunavula in for his second try. Well, the 21-year-old continues to enhance his profile, enhance his name within this circuit.
Just a beautiful piece of play by Vera Malua. He knew where the ball was going to go, and look at that. It's almost as if they're sharing one mind. He knew that outside on the right was where the gap was going to open up. He didn't have to look there until it was time to make the pass, and when he did, Mr. Kunavula was right there into the breadbasket and over. A 4-try deficit for Russia.
The conversion to finish doesn't find the target, but as in the pool stages in Singapore, Fiji have recorded 4 first-half tries against the Russians. The Fiji engine firing once again.
About us is we've worked hard to get behind the ball, and then when we're doing the hard cuts, listen.
Becoming part of the team, becoming part of the family, and you could see there he was imploring them. You know, when Russia are having to defend us, because we're playing well, they're covering the space too quickly, and they'll create a weak shoulder. So let's prey on that, and Fiji certainly have.
Yeah, they can capitalise at the drop of a hat, Fiji. Petuniata taking his team down that right flank. Happy to do some hard yards as well through the contact when needed, of course. Russia trying to keep that elasticity in their defensive line, but there it goes again. Wasaya Nathungu scored a hat-trick in Singapore, scored plenty of tries in Singapore, 9 in total. There's his first in Paris. So simple.
But it's a lovely step, and great win back of the ball here. Hats off to Kunavula. 2 or 3 beautiful offloads, but that's the step from Nathungu. He's straightened the defense. He's coming off that left foot. It's almost like a glide that he does, and then, you know, the step is not even pronounced enough, but there's just no ways you can recover. Once you're beaten on it, you're not able to get back inside and make the tackle.
Well, how often do we talk about the Surebis, the Jerry Two Eyes, and the way that they can pull the strings, pull a team out of shape? We're seeing another one there with Wasaya Nathungu.
Absolutely, that's well put. The little masters of the game. It's often the playmakers. They're in a role of 9 or 10. They get a lot of ball. They need to make magic when they've got it. So the Fijians, you'll see, they spread out the field so that a player like that has got one-on-one time with the opposition, because then you're dead.
Used to talk about Welsh fly halves being mass-produced. Well, you can talk about Fijian playmakers in the same breath, I think. Russia, well, having to work from deep, but just trying to get some continuity in their game. Fiji just haven't allowed them, apart from a brief couple of moments in that first half, haven't allowed them to build.
No, they've been clinical tonight, or this afternoon here, Fiji. As much with an eye on defence as on attack. They've turned all 4 of Russia's attacks into a Fijian try down the other side of the field very quickly. They pounce. They're ruthless when they've got the ball. If they've got the advantage of a man over, which they did for 2 minutes of the first half, they capitalise immediately.
Samuel Bale making his debut this weekend, back on for a little more game time, wearing the 11 jersey, going out to the right wing, though goodness knows he probably won't stay there. Kalinasau, the captain, getting a little breather. And once again, the Fijian line-out producing ball. There's the new man. Both coaches just changing the mix of the teams for this. Russia, of course, know they have to stay ahead of Japan, so maybe, just maybe, favouring the Samoa game that comes up next for them rather than the Fiji game. Would you take on that selection?
Oh, absolutely, Woody. You picked it up there. And in fact, Russia, you know, for me, not starting with Vladimir Atrushko, he's been such a stalwart for them. It's to get a rest. There's no doubt he's got 2 big games today. And the Samoa game is going to be the one where, you know, they're going to play as strong a team as they can to try and salvage some points out of the tournament.
Well, as we speak, there is the Russian captain into the mix, but there again goes a mistake, and there goes Fiji. Striding away is Nasilasila. Amanoni Nasilasila gets another 5-pointer for Fiji. It's raining tries for the defending World Series champions.
Well, that's what we spoke about aggressive defense into attack. Watch this, the ball goes inside, it's a big hit. The spilt ball falls straight into Nasila hands, and it's a 60-meter run in, and the Russian defenders, well, the Russian attackers turning around and just literally rolling the eyes. There's nothing you can do when they attack so quickly and turn that into a try down the other end of the field. It literally breaks your spirit.
And for goodness sake, he's the oldest man on the team. He's the vet, 35 years of age.
Looks like a spring chicken.
Certainly does, as ever. All the components of this Fijian team have that ability to sprint clear at any given moment. Such is the danger. Stroshko being taken out in the air by Bituniyata. Now Russia trying to get something going. The pass though to Dmitry Sukin behind him and not allowing the momentum to build in that Russian attack.
Yeah, the ball was lost forward there by Russia, but Fiji just putting on the pressure. They're such a physical side as well. You know, they have actually been held to account a few times by some referees because some of the tackles are a little bit high, etc. This game today is a great example of being physical within the rules. They haven't made any high tackles, anything like that, but every Russian attacker that's been tackled knows about it. You know, which just makes you look up and just makes you hesitate a bit on attack.
Yes, if there was one big change that Ben Ryan got into the Fijian side, it was that concentration on the physicality, especially at the breakdown. Again, mistakes from both Fiji and Russia. Nobody able to hold on to the ball. Fiji looking to capitalise now on possession. Coming up towards halfway. Bituniyata sets it back. The pickup is there. The hole is there. The door is open. And Mesulami Kunavula gets the first hat-trick of the weekend. And surely Kunavula in the frame for the Rookie of the Year award. What an impact he's made.
Brilliant piece of play from Kunavula, and the players around him as well. Look at the lovely offload. Watch Kunavula's pickup here. It ended up in a 50-meter sprint for a convertible try right underneath the uprights. But he's 6'5", in 100 meters in 10 seconds-ish. An absolutely frightening prospect on the sevens field.
Yes, it doesn't seem to matter what numbers on their back. They have this ability to just, well, the athleticism, that's the overriding image. The athleticism that's within this Fiji team. Doesn't matter forwards or backs. And having won, of course, their favourite leg of the sevens in Hong Kong, now desperate to prove themselves in Europe. Oh, well, it's red bus time. Kunavula accepts an early present there. The ball bouncing up in front of him. And it's the fourth try in the locker for Mesulami Kunavula.
Well, we spoke about capitalising on mistakes. Look at that. Russia flicked it back onto their own side. There's no one to clean it up except the big man, Kunavula. And no mess, no fuss. He's over again.
8 games he's played. He's already run in 15 tries now. It's not bad strike rate, is it? Another great piece of Fijian play, and the scoreline is pretty emphatic. Fiji have rediscovered their mojo, having suffered the defeat to Samoa. They're back on form against the Russians, and this pool, as ever, is going to be so difficult to decide. 54-0, the biggest score of the Paris Sevens so far.